Jake with HookahDomain.com, and tonight we're going to be showing you the 5'7" Haram hookah from HookahHub.com. Hookah Hub was nice enough to send us out this hookah to review and tell you a little bit about. As you can see, this is a beautiful gold hookah, very traditional. This is a 3-hose model, has 3 hoses. They're velvet with gold stripe on them, as you can see here. One thing to note about the hoses on this particular hookah is they are very, very short. They are maybe only, I would say, maybe about 3 to 4 feet long. Very short hoses. So they really don't make that much sense to use since the hookah is so big. Again, this hookah is just a decorational hookah. It's just for show as a decoration piece in your house or something like that. Kind of a overpriced large knickknack. But if you're looking at some really nice ambience to your house or hookah lounge or anything like that, this will definitely be a good way to go. The ashtray is one piece with a stem. As you can see, the stem basically screws off from the actual base. This is our stem here. Ashtray is one piece, solid construction. I believe it's brass. There is a little bit of a rattle in this one. I heard from somebody else that has the same hookah that there's also rattles, and I believe that's just shavings from when they, basically soldered everything together. But pretty much, there's our stem there. And one thing to also note about this hookah is this is the base. There's really no way to fill this portion up with water unless you tip the whole thing over to empty it and that kind of thing, or to clean it out. So basically a water jug or something like that, or a cup, you just want to pour into this piece here. And it's really, really tough. I'm going to show you more, but it's really tough to judge if the water level's in the right place or not. You really can't do it by looking, because it's so dark in there. There's really no glass to see through. It's just solid brass. You really have to do trial and error and take hits on it to actually see if the water's bubbling correctly. Without further ado, let's go ahead and show you how to set this up, and then we'll... Okay guys, I'm getting ready to show you how we add water to the Haram hookah to fill it up to basically set it up to smoke. As you can see, again, there's really nowhere to see the water levels, so we kind of have to use trial and error. First thing I like to do is that with all 3 hoses connected, I like to clean it out, make sure all the dust from inside of it's completely wiped out. So what I do is I just put my mouth to it and blow. And what that does is you can see the dust coming out of it. It purges all the dust that's collected in here. That way you're not smoking or breathing dust, especially when you're trying to set that up. So now what we want to do is we just want to take our handy cup or jug or whatever and go ahead and fill it up with ice cold water. I really haven't got the measurements correct on this yet, so I'm going to show you how to do it trial and error anyways. If you have a funnel, that would work best, but I just like to take my cup and just slowly pour water into the base. I'm going to pour about a cup in there, maybe about 2 cups of water into the vase. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to disconnect these hoses, or 2 of them, because I'm not going to be smoking with any more than just myself at this time. And I have 2 hose plugs that I'm going to use. Insert my hose plugs, or port plugs, and this hookah came with these, so that's pretty convenient. So if you're smoking by yourself, you don't have to worry about, plugging the hoses with your fingers. You just plug those up like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the stem on and take a test hit out of the hookah to see if the water level's in a good place. If we're not hearing any bubbling, then there's not enough water, and if we're sucking water in the hose, then we have too much water. This is one of the pains with this hookah, is that there's really no way to know if the water's in the correct level unless you actually do this. I am sucking water. As you can see, if I disconnect this hose, I'm dripping water. That means I put too much water in it. So the way we get rid of that is kind of a pain in the butt, but we have to pick the whole hookah up, and I just like to pour it out of this hose port here. Rather than taking the stem off and everything, just pouring it out of this hose port. I'm going to take it to the sink. I'm just going to pour just a little bit of it out. Maybe just a few ounces. Put the hookah back down. Hook my handy hose back up. Take another hit. Still getting a little bit of water, but I don't want to fuss with it too much more. It's just a little bit of water, just enough, you know, that it's getting up into the port here without getting into the hose. But I do actually feel a little bit of hesitation from the water that's pulling in. But that's basically how you add water to the Haram hookah. We have our stem attached. We are actually going to use the stock hose that came with the hookah just to give a better review for you instead of using a Namor or anything like that. But one thing I also am going to be changing though is I'm going to be using a Sahara Vortex bowl, which is a new bowl that just came out from Sahara Smoke Company. It's a lot like the funnel. It's like a funnel with a mod but it's a one-piece bowl. We'll have a full review of this later, but I'm going to be smoking with the Vortex bowl in this particular hookah. You can also buy the Vortex bowls from hookahhub.com, which kind of makes sense for this review because that is where the hookah came from. So we're going to pack this up and we're going to sit down and show you how the Haram smokes. We're also going to show you a few more details about the construction, some close-ups and whatnot. Hey, what's up guys? We got the hookah all set up, the Haram. We actually tried the stock hoses, the red ones here, but I actually disconnected them because you were getting no smoke whatsoever, and they're just very hard to pull. I mean, you really had to pull and pull and pull and pull to get smoke through this. So the airflow restriction is really bad in those stock hoses that this comes with. So I definitely recommend, if you're going to get one of these Haram hookahs and you are going to smoke it, rather than use it as a traditional, you know, decorative piece, then definitely invest in some good Namors because it requires a lot of pull to get some smoke traveling through this long stem. So let's go ahead and take a few pulls of it. You want to go and plug it for me and take a real quick drag? As you can see, it's nice, pretty nice smoke. We just started the bowl. It's a Vortex bowl with, we have some Alamir chocolate-covered strawberry, which is from Alamir's exotic line. 3 coconaras on there, aluminum foil, and then just the 2 Namor hoses. One side is plugged. But how's it hitting? Pretty good? Pretty good taste out of it. It smokes just like your regular, everyday, traditional Egyptian hookah. Again, it's not meant to be used as a piece of smoke with, you know, because it is a pain to empty the water out. It is a pain to, you know, set up and that kind of thing. But for special occasions and get-togethers, it's definitely an excellent hookah. We'll end this review with a few shots from the hookah and talk a little bit more about it. But on an overall scale, I'm going to give the Haram hookah, which again is a $379 hookah. It's not a very affordable hookah, but if you're looking for something really nice, it's a good hookah. We're going to give this a, I'd say 7.5 out of 10. From hookahhub.com, big thumbs up. We thank you for sending this out to us. As you can see, we have the Vortex bowl on top, 3 coconut coals, and this is a 5'7" hookah. It's a pretty tall hookah. It's almost as tall as me. We have the stationary Asher here. What'd you say?
Do we stand next to it?
Yeah, stand next to it. I mean, as you can see, next to Abby here, it's taller than her. So I mean, it's a pretty big hookah. This is our stem, runs all the way down to the hose ports and our heart here. This is the water chamber here where the water's held. It goes to about right here. And then down at the bottom here we have a stained glass paneling. It goes all the way around. You actually install these stained glass panels when you set the hookah up. But there's also a little door on here. And inside you can add candles or any kind of lighting, or you can use that to store your hoses or shisha or coals or anything like that in that little window. So down here is just basically for decoration. Be nice to have like as a lamp or something for special occasions, or if you put this on display in your hookah lounge or something like that. But that is the Haram hookah from hookahhub.com. We're giving it a 7.5 out of 10.